You reach the gate 10 minutes before departure. The plane is still there. The jetway is still attached. You can see passengers through the window settling into their seats. The gate agent scans your boarding pass. The system beeps. She looks at the screen, then at you. "I'm sorry," she says, "you've been denied boarding." You explain you're here now. The plane hasn't moved. Boarding is obviously still happening. She shakes her head. The system already closed your window. The decision was made before you arrived. That's boarding in 2026. For years, showing up before the plane left meant you could board. Gate agents made judgment calls. If you were there and the door was open, you had a chance. Not anymore. Airlines and immigration systems now operate on automated cutoff protocols that close windows before physical departure. The system decides who boards and who doesn't. Gate agents scan boarding passes that trigger yes or no responses from software they can't override. What looks like available space means nothing if the system already classified you as ineligible. By the time you're standing there explaining, the path forward has already been decided. These denials follow patterns built into reservation systems, immigration databases, and boarding protocols that enforce compliance automatically. So what's triggering these denials in 2026? Let me show you the 11 rules getting travelers turned away at the gate, rules most people don't know exist until it's too late. Number 1. Missing the final boarding cutoff. You sprint through the terminal and reach the gate 8 minutes before departure. The plane is still parked. Passengers are still boarding. The agent scans your pass. Denied. Airlines now enforce final boarding cutoff times more strictly than departure times. Even if the plane hasn't left, boarding windows close at fixed intervals before pushback, typically 10 to 15 minutes. Once that window expires, the system locks. Gate agents can see you're there, but the boarding software won't accept your pass. The reason is operational sequencing. Flight attendants need time to secure the cabin. Ground crews need time to finalize weight calculations. Pilots need time to receive final paperwork. When passengers board after the cutoff, the entire sequence gets disrupted. Airlines face fines when flights push back late, so they've automated the enforcement. The system closes access before the plane moves. From your perspective, the plane is right there. From the system's perspective, you've already missed your slot. Number 2. Missing the baggage drop deadline. You check in online the night before. You arrive at the airport 2 hours early, but you didn't notice the baggage drop deadline was 90 minutes before departure. You reach the counter at 75 minutes. The agent shakes their head. "Bags can't be accepted this late." You explain you checked in already. Doesn't matter. Baggage drop deadlines operate independently from check-in deadlines. Check-in reserves your seat. Baggage drop ensures your bags make the cargo hold and get processed through security screening before the cutoff. Those are two separate systems with two separate windows. Miss the baggage deadline and your options narrow fast. You either fly without your bags, if the airline allows it, or you don't fly at all. Some airlines won't let passengers board if they checked bags that didn't make the cutoff, because unaccompanied bags trigger security protocols that delay the entire flight. International flights enforce this even more strictly. Baggage screening, customs pre-clearance, and manifest finalization all require processing time that closes well before departure. Know your airline's baggage drop deadline. It's printed on your confirmation email. It's usually 60 to 90 minutes for domestic, 2 hours for international. Check-in time and baggage time aren't the same thing. Number 3. Name mismatches between ticket and ID. You book your ticket under the name on your driver's license. First name, last name. Clean and simple. But your passport has your middle name printed. When you check in for an international flight, the system flags a mismatch. The agent asks for documentation showing both names belong to the same person. You don't have it. The ticket gets invalidated. You're rebooked on a later flight after paying a name correction fee. Name mismatches trigger automatic blocks because airline systems cross-check passenger data against government watch lists, visa databases, and secure flight protocols. A missing middle name or an extra initial creates enough uncertainty that the system requires human verification. But verification takes time, and if the discrepancy can't be resolved quickly, you don't board. This happens more often now because biometric screening and digital identity systems demand exact matches. A name that's close isn't close enough. The system treats Ann Smith and Anne Marie Smith as two different people until proven otherwise. Book your ticket exactly as your travel document reads. Every letter, every space. Middle names, suffixes, hyphens, all of it. Number 4. Skipping a leg on a multi-city ticket. You book a multi-city itinerary, 3 flights, 1 ticket. You miss the first flight, but show up for the second leg. The agent scans your boarding pass. Cancelled. The entire ticket has been voided. Airlines enforce sequential flight rules automatically. If you skip any leg of a multi-city ticket, the system assumes you've abandoned the itinerary and cancels the rest. This happens even if you paid for all the flights in full. The reason is revenue protection. Airlines price connecting itineraries lower than direct flights because they expect you to take the full route. Skipping the first leg and boarding the second looks like someone trying to game the pricing structure, so the system flags it and shuts it down. Travelers who plan to skip a leg deliberately, hidden city ticketing, find themselves stranded. Travelers who missed the first flight by accident find themselves no recourse. The ticket is gone. Rebooking costs full fare. If you miss any flight on a multi-leg ticket, call the airline immediately. Don't just show up for the next one. Number 5. Boarding out of sequence. You try to board early with a later boarding group. The agent scans your pass, the system beeps red. The agent asks you to step aside and wait for your assigned group. You explain you just want to get settled. The agent repeats the instruction. Boarding group enforcement has tightened significantly. Airlines now use automated gate scanners that flag anyone attempting to board out of sequence. The system won't accept the scan until the correct group is called. This removes agent discretion entirely. The scanner decides, and the scanner doesn't make exceptions. The goal is efficiency. Boarding in assigned groups reduces aisle congestion, speeds the process, and prevents overhead bin conflicts. When passengers board out of order, the entire process slows down. Airlines lose time they can't recover, so they've automated the enforcement. The system closes access before the plane moves. From your perspective, the plane is right there. From the system's perspective, you've already missed your slot. Number 6. Failing TSA identity verification without proper ID. You arrive at TSA without a real ID-compliant driver's license, no passport either. The officer tells you about the TSA Confirm ID system for $45. You pay. The system runs identity verification using biometric data, public records, and knowledge-based questions. 10 minutes pass, 20 minutes pass. The verification fails. TSA can't confirm your identity. You're denied access to the secure area. You miss your flight. The $45 is non-refundable. Confirm ID is not a guaranteed alternative to proper identification. It's a last resort verification process that only works if the system can match your biometric and personal data to authoritative records. If anything doesn't align, outdated address, name changes without supporting documents, insufficient credit history, the process fails, and failure means no boarding. Travelers who assume they can pay their way through without proper ID find out too late that the system isn't designed to accommodate everyone. Bring a real ID-compliant license or a passport. Always. Confirm ID is not a backup plan.
Number 7. Reaching the gate after TSA delays. You're flagged during TSA screening for additional questioning. The process takes longer than expected. By the time you're cleared and reach your gate, the boarding window has closed. The agent won't let you on. You explain you were delayed by TSA. Doesn't change the outcome. The boarding cutoff applies to everyone regardless of reason. From the airline's perspective, TSA delays are your responsibility. Travelers are expected to build enough buffer time to account for security screening variability. If screening takes longer, that's part of the travel process you're supposed to plan for. The airline's operational timeline doesn't pause because one passenger got held up. The plane leaves on schedule, you don't. Arrive at the airport earlier than you think you need to. 2 hours domestic, 3 hours international. TSA processing times are unpredictable. The risk is yours to manage. Number 8. Triggering a no boarding directive from immigration. You book a ticket to Singapore. Valid passport, you've traveled there before. But when you check in, the airline receives a no boarding directive from Singapore's Immigration and Checkpoints Authority. The airline denies boarding immediately. You ask why, the agent doesn't have details. The directive came from the government. You're told to contact ICA directly to resolve it before booking another flight. Singapore's no boarding directive system shifts immigration enforcement upstream. Instead of denying entry on arrival, immigration authorities flag ineligible travelers before they board their departure flight. Airlines receive these directives in real time and must comply or face fines up to $10,000. The system targets travelers with prior visa violations, overstays, criminal records, or documentation issues, but it also flags travelers whose information doesn't match expected patterns. incomplete arrival card submissions, missing contact details, passport validity concerns. Once flagged, you can't board any Singapore-bound flight until ICA clears you. The process requires direct contact with immigration authorities and can take days or weeks. Other countries are implementing similar systems. Check entry requirements weeks before travel. Submit all required information early. Don't wait until check-in. The system won't let you board without it. Number 10. Seat reassignment due to weight and balance. You check in online and select a seat. When you arrive at the gate, you're told your seat has been reassigned due to weight and balance requirements. The new seat is in a different section. You protest, you paid for that specific seat. The agent says aircraft weight distribution takes priority. You either accept the new seat or you don't board. Weight and balance calculations are federal safety requirements that airlines can't override. If the plane's weight distribution is off, the crew must move passengers or cargo to correct it. This happens more often on smaller aircraft or flights with uneven loads. Passengers in certain rows, usually exit rows or rows near the wings, get moved first. The system reassigns seats automatically. Gate agents execute the change. You have no recourse because safety regulations supersede seat assignments. Seat assignments, even paid ones, are never guaranteed until the door closes. Weight and balance always wins. Number 11. Missing advance passenger information submission. You're traveling internationally but haven't submitted your advance passenger information. The system requires passport number, nationality, and contact details before boarding. You didn't know this was mandatory. You tried to submit it at the gate. The system times out. The airline can't board you without the data. You miss your flight. Advance passenger information requirements exist for customs, immigration, and security screening purposes. Governments require airlines to submit this data before departure. If the data isn't in the system, you're not cleared to fly. Some airlines send reminders, many don't. Travelers who ignore or miss these prompts arrive at the gate expecting to board and find out the system already locked them out. Check your email after booking international flights. Airlines send API requests within 24 to 48 hours of departure. Submit the information immediately. Don't wait. The system won't let you board. After all these years of traveling, it feels wrong that being on time isn't enough anymore. But knowing these rules ahead of time means you stay in control of your trip. You're not reacting to the gate agent's decision anymore. You're anticipating the system's requirements. Airports haven't become more hostile. They've become more automated. And once you understand how the system thinks, boarding stops feeling like something happening to you and starts feeling like something you're already prepared to handle. So there you have it, 11 rules getting travelers denied boarding in 2026 that most people don't see coming. From final boarding cutoffs to advance passenger information, these aren't obvious violations. They're automated enforcement protocols that suddenly decide your fate. Which one shocked you the most? Have you been denied boarding for something that seemed totally fine? Share your story in the comments. I want to hear what happened and how you handled it. And if this video saved you from a gate disaster, hit that like button and subscribe. We're covering the travel rules that actually matter every single week. Until next time, fly wise, prepare better, and keep yourself on that plane.